I try to figure out what is it that the PNP can really do for Jamaica. When I come up with the answer, it's nothing. Because that is what they have always do to Jamaica, nothing for Jamaica. When they have a leader who is a flip-flopper and an imposter, a man who lies blatantly, he's a big liar. He's a big liar. He's on here lying, and then he's not very really cognizant because he tends to say a lot of foolishness. Say, I go carry people in Garden Town, and Portia Simpson Miller, finance minister, and when Peter Phillips was prime minister. So you realize we are give a madman. I look to give this a madman this country for runs with it. That cannot make no sense with it. Yeah. Seriously, look at it. You must suffer from an early stage of Alzheimer's. Yeah. So you can imagine what we are looking to do with our country, to put our country in a pit. By put it in the PNP hand. Jamaica, wake up. Jamaica, what I've seen in the last 9 years, I've lived 40 odd years before that and seen nothing until the last 9 years. And nobody can tell me otherwise. Because, you know, the fact is, a corporation, I want one place that's pretty big, where they're going to have all kind of sitting this week here. The Prime Minister and the private sector organization, business people, they're going to go up one place up a Spanish town there. Big over place, brother. For us, hey, the amount of things that are happening in this country, Squitty, it's unbelievable. And it's our tax dollars. A lot of it is our tax dollars, Squitty. A lot of it is our tax dollars, or we never know so we have. We never know so we have tax dollars until Andy Warren is coming in up our Squitty. Allow me to tell you, Squitty, we never know because nothing couldn't do, Squitty. Nothing we want shoes at arm, we can't get it. We want proper place to fix up, we can't fix up. We have to live in an old run-down building them. Nothing could be done. You understand me? And these people come here like them new, like them brand new.
Soji,
yeah.
You know, cut off.
Yeah.
I wonder if I when him drink, him talk them foolish there, I remember have a drink, have a steady head out. I don't know which one. If I want him drink,
Why? Why? I don't know what answer. I don't know if we can answer that. But me I tell you, when you look at a man who you can imagine, listen to this. And this is what I'm saying, people. I am a labourite, and people might think say, I don't want to joke labourite, because I'm tell you something, my Labour Party.
1 minute, Soji. Squiddy, take out the next phone. Sorry, Soji. 10 seconds. Sorry. Squiddy, take out the next phone. I'm going to write something like chat and you research it. And when time Soji don't talk, me we talk after. Go on talk, Soji.
Yeah. Me want a man, me no say, me no want to joke a labourite, My wife can tell you, me's a serious labourite. The same time my party do foolishness, it turn up in their head. Turn up in their head and I not ask no question. You understand what I say to your security? But what I have seen from this government in the past 9 years, Squitty, I never know who would see that in Jamaica. I did not know. But one of the things that hurt me and show you these people want to come and lead us and be part of our leading team. Peter Bunting sit down at a conference with the commissioner from Bermuda speaking good about Jamaica. And everybody applauding, and he would never applaud. And you have to take these things and mark, say, the people don't really care what happened to it. The man sit down there, Squitty, and everybody applaud, and he would never clap, Squitty. Then them and they want to give a country for run. Then them and they were thinking really care about we are him want to get where we have, the money we have. Eh? You want to tell me, say, a man speak so glowingly about Jamaica, and you couldn't have the heart, you to give a round of applause. Eh? I really wouldn't look to them and man if you lead the country. Don't tell me now. Because the thing is not Squitty, but people don't know, You see me? Maybe it's my military background, but I look at the things out of the way in any setting. I look for the odd things them. Where people might have looked for, me no look for that. Me look, and when me see the man sit down Squitty, I would have never clap his hand. When everybody around him clap their hand, I say, my God, then at this we really would want to put yourself in. You understand? Because we cannot deny the fact how well our crime fighting strategy have been. And you who cry like a big baby pan breast and talk about you want divine intervention to save Jamaica. You won't applaud it because you will never be a next security minister in Jamaica because PMP will not go back in power. I can tell you that, Peter Bunting. Today, because you and your friend them only want Jamaica money. On your own selfish desire, that's what you don't want. Jamaica personal rundown. If you want to pick them, can't go to Dubai every day and food can't move. That you don't want to do. Food can't move, but food not to go to Dubai every day. Yeah. Yeah. Madness. Yeah, but you know one of the wickedest things, Quitty? And I'll say this, man, we don't know fear and no one. Why won't happen? You see the crime going down, Squitty? A lot of these PMP criminal lawyer no have no work. No have no work. You hear me say to you, say, they were banking on the country to run away with crime. So they couldn't make money back. Because
please bear in mind also that, please bear in mind, sir, please bear in mind, Squitty, that this man's argument is very logical. Bear in mind that the PMP would have had a record of criminal lawyers, sir, and also these people would have made sure that they built out law firms. So though the law firms does not have their right names, but these people still have interest and also sometimes benefit to gain from these law firms doing well. Now, Squitty, these type of indiscipline and lack of law and order in the society, as Soji said, we must understand that it was by design that some of these crimes were allowed to happen. Because when you have somebody, I don't want to call them by name, but these people would have made sure that they would have created a generation of lawyers, some of them, banking on Jamaicans to behave rambunctious behavior of Jamaicans that require legal services. And therefore, Squitty, a lot of people are not pleased because, Squitty, listen to why they are not pleased. They have spent millions, Squitty, to invest in these firms. They have also spent thousands to gain their career accolades. It's not easy to watch your career path not being fruitful as it once used to be because of a society becoming more unified and lacking of less violence. These people literally earn on the back of us being uncivilized and rambunctious. And what we want them to understand is, we want them to just call it a day and know, say, look, the accolades we're not having an academical performance. We're going to need it, yes. But now, we're going to need it out in a different way. No longer on academical performance I go bank on the rambunctious behavior of Jamaicans. We want valid input and contribution from these great minds. Because these are great minds in the city. These lawyers are great minds and they are Jamaicans and we call them for what they are. But when they become hypocritical, and conveniently biased to please their own agenda, then it compromises Jamaicans' well-being. Because what they do, Squitty, they made sure that under the PMP, there were never stiff penalties for serious crimes. And Squitty, I want you to know that even though penalties for crimes must be stringent when time the persons that are held found culpable, we must look at the percentage of people that the amendments would have deterred. So also legislation is a part of the crime fighting mechanism of the JLP. Because when a man, Squitty, weighs or a woman weighs his or her mind about carrying out an act of violence, bearing in mind the consequences, he or she may as well just weigh their mind away from it. Now, when there are weaker laws, when people think that they can do the most brawling and brazen act because they have the money and the lawyer to back them, these people carry out these brazen acts under camera in front of people. Now, when the tables turn and they realize that even with the best lawyer, even Peter Champagne, if you are caught in an act and the evidence are strong against you, no links are supposed to save in our money. That is the type of Jamaica we want to see. However, that's not the type of Jamaica the PMP lawyers wants to see. They want to see we failing ourselves culturally so they can be the beneficiary of it and their families. But we must understand that crime and violence defeat a lot of things. You understand, Miss Quitty? It not only bleed the country, but it also robs us, the people, of true fruits. And let me tell you why, Squitty. A lot of us live in some areas that have some real entertainment activity taking place. But when you look at the prevalence of people who follow these events sometime, you are the average man. And that is not a wrong thing. But what I'm saying, more people would want to go inside of these so-called garrisons. But they're afraid of when they park their bossy car, they come back and see it on just no rims at all, nothing at all, the four-wheel gone or broken into. Of course, they don't want to just party uptown. They want to come party amongst we in the so-called garrisons. But the crime and violence that plague some of these areas, it defeat investment opportunities. You turn out people from wanting to invest them millions. So while you there invest thousands and I employ 10 somebody, another man out there within billions that want to invest it or employ or change it somebody. But the criminal activities in that area turn off that person. So crime and violence really hurts us as a people. So whether or not you are PMP or JLP, you have to understand, say, look here, it is better for us when a government makes sure, say, we as citizens are safer. And in London, Squitty, read the rules of government from me, sir, that you have read or discovered from the research.
All right. The key role, a really key role of government.
Yes, sir.
Governments are responsible for ensuring the safety and security of their citizens through law enforcement, national defense, and the administration of justice. And another thing, you are providing essential services. Government
Water,
provide essential
infrastructure,
services.
healthcare facilities,
Yes, such as
educational
healthcare,
facilities,
education, infrastructure, roads, utilities, and social
police
welfare
station.
programs to meet the basic needs of their population.
All right, sir.
Managing the economy. Governments play a role in regulating the economy, managing public finances, and promoting economic growth through fiscal and monetary policies.
Top right there, sir. Top right there, sir. Top right there, sir. Top right there, sir. Promoting. What you say about promoting, sir?
Promoting economic growth through fiscal and monetary
Squitty,
policies.
stick up in again. Did it say providing or did it say promoting?
Promoting.
Thank you very much. You know why it said promoting, sir? It is not the government responsibility to directly provide it, but it is its responsibility to promote it, meaning through your policies, strategies, and programs. You are going to entice people who want to become entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, and you are entice people who want to invest in your country by making sure that your environment first is safe, proper infrastructure, good healthcare facilities. Aren't those today's government track record of performance, sir? Yes, there are rooms for improvement. But when we look at the policies today and the physical reality, aren't those matching in line with what you would have just read a while ago, Squitty?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Squitty. And did you give me now? Are you righty? The rules of government, are you righty?
No, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. So they can research it like themselves, so they can assess the government as how a government ought to be assessed, sir.
That's what government supposed to do.
All right. Continue reading, sir. Continue reading, sir. Continue reading.
Establishing laws and regulations. Governments create and enforce laws and regulations to govern society, ensuring fairness, order, and the protection of individual rights. Promoting social well-being. Government work to improve the overall quality of life for their citizens through social programs.
Top right there, sir. Top right there, sir. Top right there, sir. Today, top right there, sir. Today's government have what you call the new social housing program and also the indigent housing program. Isn't that going in line with what you just read, sir?
Yeah, man. Right there,
Thank you, sir. Keep reading, sir.
All right, so I said government work to improve the overall quality of life for the citizens through social programs, environmental protection, and cultural initiatives. Representation and governance. In democratic societies, governments are accountable to the people and operate through established institutions, legislative, executive, and judicial branches to represent the will of the people and make decisions on their behalf. Intergovernment relations. Government at different levels, federal, provincial, state, local, often collaborate and coordinate their efforts to address complex issues that cross judicial boundaries. That means that the opposition and the government are working on.
All right, sir. All right, sir. And is that the reality today, sir?
No.
Did Soji just tell us say Peter Monty never stand up to applaud Jamaica getting good recommendations, sir?
Yeah.
The PMP is dangerous for Jamaica. You hear me, Squitty?
Yeah. All right. We will continue read. That is really interesting. Examples of government roles at different levels. The federal and the national government.
No, leave that. Let's quit it. I'm okay in a general information because we never make it specifically state about Caribbean government roles. So, you know, me don't want to just generalize it. So just left it there, so, and quit it. You're right. So from where you just read, quit it. Me make sense to you, and the government makes sense to you today, sir?
Yeah, man. They know that him do the right thing. They look like him write this.
And who sound like they not do the right thing? Which side sound like they not do the right thing? Don't make no mischievous quit, just reality you talk from.
No,
Which side sound
like them not get the government to run it.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I'm going to land squitty. All right. Because me always talk foolish squitty. I go mute and make somebody else talk something with sense.
Mama, but would I like to elaborate more from
No, it's going to prevent somebody from talk. That's why I'm going to mute here.
No man, you can't take my 4 minutes, man. Gustav,
Yes, sir.
you can't take my 4 minutes on because me have a man in the comment section and comment. One brother named Ebi. I can't talk about it.
Ebi coming at the box now, Ebi.
Yeah.
You come and you talk and we
The
invite
JP want to keep us dunce and illiterate. Look here, I paid the worst thing for Jamaica.
Thank you.
You never know.
They don't mean. I have a professor here. Hold on there. I see professor look for me. Hold
no,
on.
man, I'm a general that man.
Oh, you're a general.
No, I'm a full general that the whole of it.
Oh, we think he was a spy.
All of it.
I think he was a spy to see him catch and a look.
No, man.
No, man, that is trend, that man.
I'm full godfather that man.
Sure. Back him shot. Cooler than his strength.
Yeah, one thing when I was speaking, we gotta listen for.
Yes, sir.
We never hear idiot and say anything concerning that, and that is the minimize ridding the country of corruption. Because I want to tell you this, you see corruption. If you can minimize corruption or rid the country of corruption, you have more investors coming in the country.
And they save the country a lot of money.
Yes.
So elaborate more on the corruption thing.
Corruption is a dangerous thing, All right, listen to me good. Listen what me I say. That's
Yeah,
why
we not talk more 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's why I don't support freeness.
Let's touch it.
Too much freeness, breed corruption. Right? And in politics, politically speaking, freeness breed corruption. Seeing handout, it breed corruption. And that corruption is the main factor for criminal activity and illicit activities. Try remember that. And when you have corruption begin to happen in your country and spread the corruption across various entities such as when you get the police supposed to be so corrupt, you can't get a better, you can't have a good society. And you're not going to have a good communication between citizens and police when you have the police force corrupt. You cannot have that. And you're going to have spike. You're going to have spike in murders. So when you see how our Prime Minister and this present administration work on this illicit activities in the country and criminality in the country, you notice that one thing again happen. Corruption is dissipating, brother. No, you cannot totally get rid of everything, You can't totally get rid of it, but you can minimize it. Because the objective of the government is to invite investors in your country. Because it is the private sector organization, the society, You understand me? Because once you can people to work, as with what the government is now doing. For the first time in the history of this country since independence, you have never seen so many development in any given country. So it is such a manner that Jamaica become a model for the rest of the world. Thanks to the eloquence and the prudency of our Prime Minister. Yes, in the handling of our finances. It is because of the prudent handling of our finances today. That's why this country can be able to move in the direction that it is doing now. Believe having so many BPO sectors. Look at and freeze one again. Bridget, may I tell you, me very emotional when we see things good happening, because this was my dream. This was what I've been dreaming of and from Eddie Siaga time, and I keep talking about 1989. In 1989, I used to tell my community people and say, make we try and keep Mr. Siaga in power, because Mr. Siaga is doing the right thing. The first thing that he was doing at that time is to keep us steady, a dollar, keep the currency steady. Why? Because if you keep the currency strong, you don't take away the spending power of the common man. But if you cause the dollar to slide like what happened under the PNP, then you take away the spending power of the common man. And then the same PNP will rob the common man of their spending power and their earning power. Because if your earning power is weak, then your spending power is going to be also, it's going to damage your spending power. And the PNP rob the economy, rob the people of the country of their earning power and their spending power. Right? Because when they do that now, guess what they do now? They say they love the poor. They say they love the poor because the PNP want people to poor that them can feed the poor. Because once you can capture the mind, the belly of the poor, then you capture their mind. And they can't see nothing else. That is why I'm telling you this. The poor does not pay attention to the bad road. A poor don't pay attention to bad road. The poor don't pay attention to development. The poor want food in their belly. And that is the only direction, that is the only thing that the PNP love to do. So the PNP grow the economy so that it can be sustainable for the poor people them. Yeah? So they rob the economy. And when you rob the economy, you rob the poor, and then you hear now say there's a great transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich. And that is what happened in the 90s. You understand me? So I'm very happy tonight. Yeah. See there, I'm working on Squitty.
Yeah.
I'm working on, see there. I covered me a bill.
Yes, sir.
Night and day for bill covered.
Yeah. You work and still have your shirt under your shirt.
I wear my shirt. Yeah.
Me see you, man. You work too, yeah.
Love yourself, man. I'm in love with this to gusto, you know, man.
Yeah, man. Me like your speech. You want to give an excuse?
No, this me like listen to you too. Because me tell you this now, so it's classic.
Yeah, man. Make him talk and
I'm just tell you this in 10 seconds, man. Me like listen to the elder them to you know critical. Big man thing. The power in me now not really come naturally through no book alone, you know. To be honest, me get some real kick from some elder still, you know what I mean? Respect.
Yes. Give me a next 2 minutes there, Professor.
Yeah, man. I want to tell you this now. Knowledge is power, you know.
Yeah.
Knowledge, and that is what we want.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of people who claim that they're bright. But when you say you're bright or have education is directed to a particular stage in life, you know. It's a particular course. That's what education is about, you know. A particular course. So you do your education for a particular course. It don't tell you say you're smart. And it don't tell you say you're wise. Right? And it don't tell you say you have common sense. That is why when Mr. Perkin was able to classify the University of the West Indies as a intellectual ghetto.
Yes, remember.
Because you have to question a man's intellectual capacity. Yeah, when they speak certain way.
Sure.
Because there is no way a man who have intelligence in this time under this administration me I talk about, I go vote for the People's National Party.
And still, when I ask you, Professor,
how can you have
hold on,
common
Professor.
sense?
Hold on, stick it right, so I remember what you going to say. When me the PMP, them are down and say Andrew are the most corrupt government ever. What do you think about that?
Let me tell you something, man. The PNP, what they want to do, because their agenda is to attack the person, Prime Minister. They want to attack the character of the Prime Minister. So what the PNP do, and over the years they've been doing it, because they do it to Mr. Siaga too. See, and they do it to Postamanti. And then do it to Bruce Golding. What them do is to create a thing in the mind of the Jamaican people to make it seems like, yeah, our leader is a corrupted leader. They are the one that painted. And